I was sick of looking at TV and seeing everybody was Caucasian. Where were these guys so I could be somebody? All of this leads to this miracle or this apparition that is Clyde Best.
I looked on the telly and I went to my dad, "There's a black man, Dad, there's a black man." And he was good.
Well, that's a clip from the Transforming the Beautiful game, the Clyde Best story. It tells the powerful, true story of one of the first black players in English top-flight soccer and the impact he made far beyond the field.
And Clyde Best is here with us today, along with the narrator of the film, Tony Head. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
It's great to have you both here. That was wonderful to see that clip and to hear from different people saying it was so awesome to see someone who looked like me on the field. Is that really why you wanted to be able to tell this story?
Well, that's very important because a lot of the young people today, if you haven't got anything to show them, you know, they're probably not going to believe you. So having the documentary and being able to show it to a lot of the younger folks, you know, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, take me back to when you were 17. You came over from Bermuda, and what it was like to be one of the first black players in that league.
Well, when I left as a 17-year-old, the most important thing to me was to make the team. And I spent a lot of time concentrating and doing stuff to make sure that they were going to tell me yes instead of no. And within 2 weeks, I was able to get the yes, and it all started from there. So it was a dream come true.
Yeah. And then being able to narrate this film and really being the storyteller in hearing the different interviews. What was that like for you?
It's great. This is one of the most incredible sports stories I've ever heard. To be able to come as a teenager, basically, travel 5,500 kilometers to a strange country, not so strange, but he had never been there.
Right.
And to be able to accomplish what he did in the face of overwhelming obstacles during that particular time. I grew up in Boston, so I was familiar with the racial strife at the time. But I compare this story very much to Jackie Robinson, who was 28 when he was brought into the major league. Clyde was a teenager. A lot of times he was on the field. He was the only black person not only on the field, but in the entire stadium. I mean, incredible story. And I want everyone to come out and see this film this weekend at the Palladium, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's a real good chance to see a very unique story that you've probably never heard before. Yeah. Clyde Best story.
Yeah. Well, Clyde, when you watch this story, what are your feelings when you watch yourself on screen and your story told in that way?
Well, it was nice to see it because a lot of the film I've never seen, you know, it before. Normally when you play, you just go out and do what you have to do and go home, get your rest, and get ready for the next day, you know. So some of the screenage went back as far as 1967, and that was when Bermuda was in the Pan Am Games. So I've never seen that before, so it was nice to see it.
Yeah. When he's saying, you know, you were a teenager and you were not just the only black man on the field, but maybe the black man in the stands. Were you thinking about that at that time?
Well, I knew what I was going into.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go in and being afraid or, you know, not wanting to go and do what I had to do, you know. So I had to be mentally tough. You got to be strong. You can't let people get you away from what you want to achieve, you know. And as I said, I wanted to be a professional footballer when I first saw England in the 1966 World Cup and also West Ham in 1964. I saw them in an FA Cup game, and I told my brother, I'm going to play for that team one day, and as a 10, 11-year-old. So I knew what I wanted to do, and I just went and pursued it.
And you did
And you did it, yeah.
Yes, I did it, and you know, I'm glad, I'm appreciative to West Ham for giving me the opportunity. The manager, Ron Greenwood, who's no longer with us, I hope he's up there looking down on us now and said, hey, job well done.
Yeah. Well, tell us how we can see this film.
Well, the Palladium, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We want everybody to come out and bring your friends. because, like I said, it's a very unique film. And also, we're going to be traveling to all the World Cup cities. So we're going to be available to premiere in those cities as well. Just check your local stations. It will be playing there. And eventually it will be on a streaming service where you can see it as well. So we have high hopes. It was sold out in London, sold out in Bermuda. It's been a real success, so we welcome all the people to come out and see it.
Yeah, what an inspirational story. When people in Clyde are saying, you know, you're a trailblazer or you're a role model, what does that mean to you?
Well, I started out getting good advice from my mom and dad, and the first good bit of advice I took, and I still use it today, is that if you want to be treated nice, treat people the way you want to be treated. And my dad always told me that when I go to England, I'm not playing for myself. I'm playing for people coming after me. So when I look today and see the players of color that are playing in England, during my time, you know, that wasn't happening. But today we've got over 45% playing in the Premier Division, and that's a good thing.
That's a
because
wonderful
the game belongs to everybody, you know.
Absolutely.
Well said. Well,
Yes. thank you for being here and sharing it with us.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for having us, and I appreciate it.